momentum heading into this year's E3. Joining us today from San Francisco, editorial director for the One-Up Network, Sam Kennedy. Glad to have you back on, Sam.
Glad to be here.
And also joining us today, console editor-in-chief at GameSpy.com, Will Tuttle, and thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So, Will, let's start up with Microsoft. They have two very big sequels, Fable 2, Gears of War 2. How are they shaping up, and do they complement each other well enough to really, make it through 2008?
Well, I think they complement themselves very well. They're two very different games for very different audiences. I think Gears of War 2 probably has a little bit more of the mainstream appeal that Fable 2 does. And obviously, Fable 2 is incredibly ambitious, so we don't really know if Peter Molyneux is going to be able to carry it out, but I think both games should be pretty strong this year for Microsoft.
Yeah, skepticism really does follow that man. Actually, Will, also I want to follow up. Banjo-Kazooie was there, and they've taken that game in a very new direction from what we're used to. Do you think this is a wise decision on their part, and why do you think they did it?
I'm not really sure yet. We haven't really quite seen enough of the game to know if they completely ruined the Banjo franchise or if it's still going to be strong. I'm not really sure exactly why they did it. I think maybe they wanted to...
I figured out that, or I think I figured out what it is. Basically, Adam Sessler, he doesn't know how to do a panel discussion interview like Kevin Pereira does, even though he's participated in them with Kevin on many occasions. And so they realized that, and they realized, okay, well, what can we do? Rather than have Adam go one-on-one, which is okay, but it's a little, sparse, get two guys on there, just have Adam ask one guy, left, right, and from there he'll learn how to conduct a better panel discussion.
Resistance 2 was the one that surprised me the most just because it played really well. Like, I loved the multiplayer, the squad system, and all the weapons they included. Resistance 2 was just, like, a lot of fun. So that was the one that kind of impressed me more. Like, Killzone looks really good, but we don't really know if it's going to do anything, really new.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Resistance 2 seems to have some of the best multiplayer I've seen in a long time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The other big game, obviously, from Sony is Little Big Planet, which is definitely the most unique, I think, of the bunch from both Microsoft and Sony. Do you think it's going to have the mainstream appeal that they hope it will have?
I certainly hope so. It just is so impressive. You can do everything in the game. It's just, every time I see it, I'm just more and more impressed. So I really, really do hope that the mainstream latches onto this game.
Now, Will, looking at Microsoft and or Sony, do you think either of these two companies have the killer app to really, be the most talked about game outside of Grand Theft Auto 4 for 2008?
Well, I think Gears of War 2 is definitely the big hitter for Microsoft, and I think, I think a lot of people really like the first game a lot, and while the second game might be a little bit more of the same, it sounds like they're adding some new stuff, and there's already some controversy surrounding it. There were some articles out yesterday talking about some of the chainsaw kills. So that's bound to increase the sales. Sony's killer app, it's a little too early to say. Both Killzone and Resistance look extremely strong, although we haven't seen that much of the multiplayer for Killzone and the single player for Resistance. But like Sam said, I think Little Big Planet has a really good chance to be one of those games that once people start talking about it, it's really going to catch on.
And I hope so as well. Now, Sam, I think one of the big things is we've only seen the lineup of the games we know about. Do you think that, these companies are going to roll out something new and exciting at E3 this year that's going to be the wow factor through 2009?
Because places like G4 TV find all the tidbits of information and exploit them before, as soon as they hit the internet. That's why there's nothing new coming out.
I really hope they would show the new game from the Eco team. That's one that everybody's been waiting to see, and they've been kind of holding on to that one. Microsoft might show some more of the Halo projects that they have coming, and Nintendo, I would hope they would show some of their new Animal Crossing game for the Wii.
Yeah, Will, I think that's actually the big question mark covering over everything is we don't know anything that Nintendo's planning for the second half of the year, maybe Animal Crossing. But why are they holding back? And do you think they're actually going to come forth with something that's going to get us excited?
Does Nintendo ever really tell us what they have up their sleeve?
No.
We have no idea what they're going to be showing. I have a feeling we'll probably see another Zelda game.
Which is both the good and the bad about Nintendo, because they're not learning that it actually pays to be interactive with your broader audience, because then you learn a better the appeal of your game or how your game's going to appeal to people. So rather than Nintendo dictating what people are going to enjoy out of their game. So that's one way to look at it.
But I think that their big announcement is going to be something along those lines.
Well, all I know is we all need something so we can write about it. All right, that's all the time we have, guys. Thank you so much, Sam and Will. And I know we're thinking it home.
Yeah, we need something.
Twitter and video chat with me live after Tuesdays. That's at 8:30 Eastern. That's 5:30 for all you West Coasters. Go to 6ham.com/X-Play to go one-on-one with me after Tuesday's show. Be nice. But now, let's go back over the morning.
Oh, what a flood there's going to be that day.
Lots more X-Play still to come. Here is what we've got.
And a bunch of people asking stupid, repetitive, same questions like, "Are you really a gamer? Is Morgan really a gamer?" And it's like, you know, like. Awesome. Should be great. I mean, it's probably a simple game, and you know what? It's probably a game that they realize, well, this could make something our kids can play. Because when, you know, let's face it, a lot of people, when they play these games, they're not reading the stuff, they're not looking at stuff, they're just, all right, what do I do next? What do I do next? So, we'll see. But it will be interesting to see like how they can take the game if it does start gaining some leverage. So, Beth Ostrowski, breaks her leg, like, oh, I can't do filter right now, guys, I'm injured, and it's like, oh, hey, she disappeared, what do you know? He's like, oh, she conveniently decided, like, oh, wow, you know, wait, I'm going to be working for G4? You know, they're giving me my own show? Wait, what's G4? But good panel discussion, Adam Susser. So I mean, that's just my opinion about what's going on. You will learn the skills of how you can basically play two people off each other and yourself. And I'm kind of curious, what if you also, part of it is, I think, tell the people like me on the panel before, like, okay, let's just talk beforehand, what we're going to discuss. We're not going, or I ask a question and then you basically give me the answer, which is the question. You basically rephrase the question to the answer. So by doing that, you basically decide who's going to say what, you know what's going to be said, and also you can better establish a flow of conversation. So you're not going from point A and then you have to just stop there and go to some second point that's not related at all. So that's that provides a better preparation for Adam, especially because since his stuttering problem. But otherwise, good job, and yeah, just keep doing it, and you'll learn it, and you will kick butt. So good job there, Adam Sessler.